Tutto va bene. Granny Torelli stirs the soup, takes a big sniff, and says, Tutto va bene. She says it like this, Tutto va bene. It means all is well. I am thinking about Granny Torelli and Pardo and the black mangy dog, and that reminds me of the dog Disastro last year. And while Granny Torelli is dipping the ladle into the soup and pouring the soup into the bowls, she is reading my mind. She says, Rosie, are you still wanting a dog for Bailey? I say, that Bailey, he can get his own dog. Granny Torelli says, Puh, you're such a sassy Rosie girl today. And so I am thinking about the dog Disastro as Granny ladles out the steaming soup. It started at school last year. A man came to assembly with his guide dog, a beautiful, sleek, golden dog, and the man showed us how his dog was his eyes and how it helped him get around the city and his house. And he said that even if he got lost, all he had to say to his dog was, Find home, and the dog would lead him home. It seemed like a miracle. I wanted one of those dogs for Bailey. I went rushing home after school and racing up the steps to Bailey's house and banging through the front door like a blast of wind. And I found Bailey in the kitchen, and I said, Bailey, Bailey, you need a guide dog. They're the most amazing things. You'll never be lost. You'll never bump into things. You'll never. And Bailey said as cool as can be, Rosie, I know about guide dogs. What? I said. What do you know about guide dogs? You never told me anything about guide dogs. And Bailey, sitting at the kitchen table, crossed his arms and leaned back in his chair and said, not in a mean way, but in a kidding way, Rosie, do I have to tell you everything? And I said, yes, Bailey, yes, you do. Now what about it? Let's get you a guide dog. Can't, he said. You have to be 16. What? I said. Well, that's stupid, 16. Lots of kids have dogs. Lots of kids who aren't 16. Not guide dogs, Bailey said. You have to know a lot of special things. You have to train. You have to. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, he went with the rules about guide dogs. When I left Bailey's, I went out looking for a dog. I had seen a stray mutt hanging around the delicatessen, and I went in search of it. No luck. Next day, looked again. No luck. Next day, looked again. Found him! Shaggy little brown and white, funny-looking dog. I petted him, cuddled him, lured him home, snuck him into the garage, brought him meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and gravy leftovers. Wanted to do everything in one day. Sit, heel, stay. Mutt would not listen. Locked him in the garage. Snuck out in the morning and fed him more meatloaf. Took him out to do his business. Made him a bed out of my pillow and an old blanket. Went to school. Came home. Pillow in 1,000 shreds. Blanket peed on. Poop by the lawnmower. Took him out. Sit, heel, stay. Dog doesn't listen. He runs, rolls, bites my shoelaces. Another week of that. Garage looking very bad, smelling very bad. Mom starting to ask about disappearing leftovers. Little boy and his mother come to our door one day asking about a dog. Tootie is his name, they say. Tootie. It's the little boy's dog, and he lost it, and he is sad. They say someone down the street said they saw me with a dog that looked like Tootie. My mother says, Rosie doesn't have a dog, honey. We're so sorry. They start to go. Hear barking. Tootie, the boy says. His whole face lights up as if someone has given him a barrel of chocolate. Boy and his mother head for garage. My mother follows. I creep behind. My mother opens the garage. Tootie, the boy says. And that Tootie mutt runs smack into the boy and licks him all over. And my mother is looking around the garage and gagging from the smell. And she says, Rosie, do you know anything about this? Tutto non va bene. All is not well. And that was the end of the secret guide dog business.